What? Just to take out the, I think it's the first but I think there is something in the front.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests present here today. I welcome you all to the 479th meeting of the Central Delhi Toastmasters Club. The mission of our club is to provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to improve their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. On this note, I would like to invite the president of our class, Toastmasters Arjun, who is currently deciding if he should pursue his master's degree or should he pursue a corporate job. I think we all have had this dilemma or are going through this dilemma in our life. And on this note, I would like to call upon the president of our class, Toastmaster Arjun.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing today?
Great.
Good evening. Are we excited?
Yes.
Even if we are not, it's the moment of truth. One of those days where everyone is nervous. Before we move on further ahead, let us take 30 seconds of silence for world peace. Thank you, everyone. Today, I am not going. Today, you all, every single member sitting over here is going to tell me, honestly, moment of truth, how has CDTM, how has Toastmasters impacted their life? What is that one change that you noticed in your life? One small, minute, tiny change that you saw in your life because of Toastmasters? You can start with Toastmasters.
You have to come here.
Sure.
Thank you. So let me begin that I started my journey to Toastmaster a month back. And before I decided to even come to this room, I was very thinking, should I even go or not? Because that was the fear that I had. But today, I think in a month's time, I can say that I have 3 role plays that I have done a particular role play, and it has given me enough confidence to even take care of my bosses in a more confident manner. And now he's intimidated by the confidence that I have built in the last 1 month. Thank you. And the family has been really great supporting, including, I don't want to name anyone, but each and everyone played an important role. Thank you.
We do aim to be so confident that even our bosses are intimidated. That is how the main aim for me at CDTM over here. So, Master Sana, let me come over.
So I started making more jokes.
We witnessed that over here at CDTM. So, Master Shawni.
One of the most valuable things that I'm going to take back to all my life, since today's Teachers' Day, I find it very appropriate to talk about it today. I learned the difference between a mentor and a coach. And I have found both categories in the community. And there have been mentors, but the difference is that a mentor is someone who you have to reach out. They can be a guiding light for you throughout your journey. But a coach is someone who will walk with you through that journey. And I have had experience with both of them. So to all our newest members, I would, one thing that I've learned that that would also benefit you is to find both in this club. Find yourself a mentor, but also find yourself a coach who will walk through this journey with you. So whenever you're writing a speech, doing any role, have both of them and work through your journey with them. That's it.
one thing that it has done for me is that I think I've become more inclusive. I think I joined this club. It has helped me find that peace. I'm kidding. So don't look so seriously at me. Actually, I work at a government office, and at my office, we don't the dialect. People speak the Haryanvi dialect. So I desperately needed a place where I could speak English with people, and this place has provided me that. So that's my takeaway from this. Thank you.
Glad we provide that.
I found that I need to work upon my English, and I have been into this club for last 4 months, and I realized that if I can capitulate on my English, if I work upon that, I'll be able to do whatever I want. My thoughts were 2 months back. I was like, humor nahi aa raha hai. Why it is not coming? I was reaching out to everybody. I was calling. So in this journey of communication, it has just begun. So I think I started reaching out to people. I started talking to everybody, anybody whom I can reach, and I have learned a lot. So humor is coming. I'm communicating with people. I'm working on my communication skills, and I have got back my confidence. That's it. Thank you. I think before joining Toastmasters, I was like a very nervous guy who used to have a lot of stage fright and was even afraid to speak in front of others. So after joining Toastmasters, one thing which has helped me a lot, it has helped me to speak very confidently. Like in my office, I also have started giving presentations, which has benefited me a lot. So I think Toastmasters is a great platform for not only for me, but for anyone who wants to improve their communication skills and wants to gain some networking and leadership skills. So anyone can have the advantage of Toastmasters. So it has benefited me a lot in this way. And as I see, learning is always a continuous process. So I think one must always learn, and which will help in themselves to grow and have a self-improvement in themselves. So thanks.
So that was how my life was. Well, not exactly. I was always into public speaking right from my childhood. I was into debating and public speaking, but I wanted to find some platform where I'll be able to hone my skills and not lose it. Because there are certain skills, if you do not practice them, you lose out on them eventually. So I remember walking into Central Worker Toastmasters Club, taking her as a guest, then coming to this club, joining this club, and my memorable I guess term of my life would be the term of DPS. The reason being, when I was able to connect with so many people on different levels, and basically work as a counseling doctor for them, I would call it that way, and carving educational goals with them, helping them in their path, and motivating them. So that was the best part. So from a person who's just a speaker, I turned out to be a leader, but a leader of the roots. And I believe that's what leadership is all about. Thank you so much.
I will almost complete my 1 year in this club in October, the month I guess. So, what I have learned, I honestly think I've learned everything from this club. Because I joined just after my school. I finished my exam, like my results came out in July, and in October I joined this club before even my college. So before college societies could teach me anything, this club has taught me everything, and from communication to leadership to everything and to manage, in fact, all these things. So I was mentored by Toastmasters Shivangi, and I feel till now, even after 1 year, she still points out what mistakes I make, what areas I need to improve upon. And I haven't been the best mentee, I guess, but will improve and will reach at some point and become like great speaker and fellow Toastmasters. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there are a lot of things that happened in my life. It's been a crazy year for me. But one of the most memorable things was joining Center Delhi Toastmasters. At first, I never even heard of Toastmasters, and I started hearing about it more and more. And as soon as I joined, what I could see the changes in me was, well, the best thing was I could have friends of friends. But in all seriousness, the club sort of taught me in so many ways to take a point forward. Well, through this, I could actually take my points to the board. See, here's the thing, I was very afraid. As a person, I wouldn't even go for a job hunt myself. I was aging. I was 23 last year. And mom said, get a job, get somewhere, do something. And through this club, I started approaching people on LinkedIn for a job, or starting companies. I started applying for a job. And I could see that I started losing that stamina that I would always be with, working professionals. So that was like a big change of me. So all thanks to this club, and that's it.
Thank you.
I have almost completed 1 year, more than 1 year of the Toastmasters, and I still remember my journey. I've mentioned many times that I was somebody who couldn't speak in front of like anyone, and coming here and standing on stage itself, it seems like an achievement. So one of the best things that has happened in my life is joining Toastmasters, and I can't thank everyone present here and the mentors for encouraging every time that I come on stage. And I think all the guests present here, this is a great opportunity to consider and join CDTM. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja. Do you have any members on the virtual stage who would like to tell us how has CDTM changed their life?
Yeah, are you talking to me?
Yes. Yes, Toastmasters.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, Toastmasters has done wonders in my life. First of all, it has helped me increase my confidence level. I have become much better than before when I go on stage as compared to earlier. Although I have yet miles to go, but still, I believe I have improved a lot. And the best thing I believe about Toastmasters is the resonance that I got to attend, Resonance 2022. It taught me so many wonderful things. And one of the best things that I learned there was the power of shake hand, firm shake hand. Yes, it is one of the best things I have learned. Moreover, I have also learned, I'm happy that I'm able to network with so many wonderful people in CDTM family, and they're just a phone call away. All of them are my wonderful mentors. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do you have any members?
We have Toastmasters.
Toastmaster Avil, you would like to come on virtual stage? Tell us how has CDTM impacted, changes your life?
Am I audible?
Yes, Toastmaster Avil, you're audible.
It's been like more than 1 month I have joined the Toastmasters, and it has been a very lovely journey to conquer this fear of being at the stage. And it's a very long way to go, and I'm totally loving it. And each of us has surely inspired me in some other way. The only regret that I have is that I wish I would have joined this club earlier. But yeah, there I durust hai. That's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Do we have any other members? No. All right. So you could see how such little things, stammering, there were members who were able to become confident within 1 month. At the same time, there were members who even after 1 year are still learning. They are still trying to be better, to achieve better. How minds of each member in Toastmasters has changed just by doing what? Coming to Tuesday just for 2 hours, taking roles, coming up on this stage and speaking. Could you ever imagine that such a small opportunity could lead to such big changes, such big positive changes? Before moving on to the guest introduction, I would like to congratulate Toastmasters Raghav Luna, who is not currently present over here, as becoming the associate VPPR of our club. With this, I would now like to begin the guest introduction. I would like guests to come up on the stage, tell us who they are, what do they do, and how do they come to know about Toastmasters. We have guest Ashutosh on the physical stage with us.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashutosh. I am 17. I've just completed my schooling, and I'm here for improving my communication skills. And that's all. Thank you.
We have guests today with us.
Yeah. So my name is Sudhirda, and about Toastmasters, I want to know about my computer. And I want to submit online. So mostly come here for networking and developing my skills.
Guest today over here was so excited that he has today itself decided to pay for the membership, and let us welcome our newest member, Toastmasters. We have another guest on the physical stage, so would you please like to come up on stage, tell us who you are, what do you do, and how did you come to know about Toastmasters?
Hi.
We have guest Amilan on the physical stage with us.
Good evening, everyone. I am Milan from Patna, Bihar, and I'm preparing for the service examination. And through internet, I have realized Toastmasters is a good platform to improve your public speaking and leadership skills. Thank you.
Do we have any guests?
Yes, one is there on virtual stage.
Hi, my name is Meenu. My name is Meenu. I've joined from Delhi, and I had heard about Toastmaster when I was in Bangalore in 2000, and somehow I didn't have the courage to join this club, and I had heard very good things about the club, and I always had the fear to speak in public. So in 2022, here I am again as a guest today, and I want to continue and want to become a good speaker with Toastmasters Club. Will definitely, I feel that it will help me to become a good speaker. Thank you. And
Thank
actually,
you.
voice is not very clear to me. I don't know about the other participants, but I'm not able to hear clearly from the host there in the center, at the center.
Are we audible on the virtual stage?
Yes, she is audible, but she is not able to hear your voice properly because the network is very low. The bandwidth of network is low. So,
Okay,
ma'am,
thank you for that.
pardon us for that. That will be taken care of.
Okay,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
that. We have
Thank
another
you.
guest present with us here on the physical stage. So would you please come up on stage, tell us who you are, what do you do, and how did you come to know about Toastmasters? Your name, sir?
Manish.
We have guest Manish on the physical stage with us.
Hi everyone, my name is Manish Puri, and I know about Toastmasters for quite some time now. I was member of Toastmasters Club earlier I think about 10 years back, 2012, and I was an active participant that time. Left, I think I guess in 2013 because of the different assignments that I had. I was not here in the country. I mean, after COVID, I just wanted to be part of the journey again. I find it to be a very good platform to develop your public speaking skills. So that's the reason why I'm back again. As far as about a little bit more about myself, I'm working in the telecom industry, right? And I'm working with the Reliance Group. And as far as my personal life is concerned, I have got 2 little kids, 112, 110, 112. 12 is my nephew, 10 is my son, and 5 is my little girl. So we didn't get mixed up. So yeah, so 2, 10 and 5. 5 is really very naughty. So looking forward to be part of this journey, wonderful journey. So all the best for you. Thank you very much.
With this now, we will be starting a meeting. Let us now invite on stage Toastmaster Puja with the theme Teachers Day. Toastmaster Puja, Teachers Day.
Good evening, everyone, again. Well, every year on 5th September, Teachers' Day is observed nationwide. And the main purpose being to celebrate Teachers' Day is to honor and show gratitude to all educators and teachers for their commitment to educating and guiding the youth of the country. Well, anyone in the audience would like to mention whose honor to be celebrate Teachers' Day? Right. Well, last week I was just contemplating on, I was coming across different terms, a teacher, a mentor, a coach, like Toastmaster Shivangi mentioned the difference between a mentor and a coach. So I was just trying to understand, I'll keep it short because I know listening skills are, the time span is very limited. So, well, I realized that a teacher is somebody who teaches us from a textbook. And a coach is someone who helps us achieve our targets, pushes us to achieve better. And a mentor, who is a mentor? Well, somebody who actually helps us, who's already been there, done that, and helps us walk that path. And I feel all three are important in our lives. And we will hear more about it from everyone in today's meeting about different views on a teacher, a mentor. And starting with today we have 3 segments. The first one is a prepare speech segment. Second one is the moment of truth, and the third one is the evaluation segment. In prepared speeches, our Toastmasters have prepared speeches and they will be giving the speeches, and we will be having the evaluators who will be evaluating their speeches. With this, I would like to start the meeting and invite the pillars of today's meeting. They are the auxiliary role players. Starting with the timer of the meeting, Toastmaster Navya. Good evening, everyone. So today I'll be playing the role of timer, talking about time and relating it with the theme. So this semester, about a month back, in one of my subject teachers, like my college starts at 10 a.m. and this teacher has daily her lecture at 10 a.m. and she is the one in which you can't really get proxy. So this teacher has actually taught me punctuality because you can't get proxy. This teacher takes attendance on her own, plus she has a class at 10 a.m. in the morning and she enters the class exactly at 10. If you enter at 10:01, you will have to stand for 1 hour. So I wanted to relate this with the theme, and this teacher has actually taught me punctuality, to be on time. So now I get up early, take 5 minutes, 15 minutes margin to go to the college. So talking about the role, from this meeting, we will be mentioning the auxiliary role players. Will be informing them in their introductory speeches about the time so that we can be on time from starting of the meeting. Talking about the language evaluator, I'll be showing green card at 2 minutes 30 seconds. Sorry, 1 minute 30 seconds. Then yellow card at 1 minute 45 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. Then talking about our counter, I'll be showing green card at 1 minute, yellow at 15 seconds, and red card at 1.30 seconds. Now talking about the speaker, so we have one icebreaker. So icebreaker will be of 4 to 6 minutes. So I'll be showing green card at 4 minutes, 5 at 5 yellow card, and at 6 red card. Then we have the second speech, which is for 5 to 7 minutes. So green card at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. Talking about the speech evaluator, so green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3 minutes. Now we have a different segment today in the meeting, moments of truth. So in this segment will be conducted from 25 to 40 minutes. So green card will be shown at 25 minutes, yellow at 35 minutes, and red one at 40 minutes. And I request every speaker to please follow the time so that we can be on, we can finish the meeting on time. So thank you. Now I would like to call upon the language evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmaster Praveen. Toastmaster Praveen lives in Delhi and he's currently working in the pharmaceutical sector. His hobbies are reading books, and he's also joined Toastmasters to improve his public speaking skills. So before you start, Toastmaster Praveen, after the meeting, I would really like some tips from you on how you manage to read books. That's been my dream since a decade to start reading books. Over to you, Toastmaster Praveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay, for such a lovely introduction. And surely I would like to give you tips. And so, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I will be playing the role of language evaluator in today's meeting. So, and before that, coming to the theme, that is Teachers' Day for today's meeting. So, as you all know, teachers play a very important role in shaping our lives and our future. Right from kindergarten to the university, teachers always have been playing an important role in imparting knowledge and imbibing in everyone the ethical values and also imbibing the moral values. So teachers play a very important role in each one of our lives. And now coming to my role, which is the language evaluator. As we all know, correct usage of English language is very important in our speeches. That is, as it helps you to speak fluently and confidently. Sometimes incorrect usage of the English language can hamper your speeches, as it can lead to misproper sentences, and which can lead to misinterpretation in your speeches, as it would not help enable the audience to correctly understand your speeches. So, as the language evaluator, my role would be to note down the good usage and also not so good usage of English language. Like, for example, if any member speaks some important phrase or some idiom or some new word. And for that, I would like to introduce to you all the word of the day. The word of the day for today's meeting is astonishing. And the meaning of this word astonishing is extremely surprising, impressive, or amazing. The examples of this word in a sentence is: the truck can hold an astonishing amount of stuff, and she gave an astonishing performance in her first film. I would urge you all and fellow members to use this
Am I audible?
Yes, Toastmaster Aviral, you're audible.
Okay. We all remember that day when we used to decorate the whole classroom with different balloons or different decorative items on the occasion of Teachers' Day. And different people working very hard to make the handmade cards and also decorating the blackboard to witness that beautiful smile from our teachers. And yeah, it's of course the Teachers' Day. Well, on that day, I used to insist my teacher, ma'am, please, can you please do not have any homework for at least today? But instead, she used to say, it's Teachers' Day, not Children's Day. Well, teachers play a very big role in our life. They are the ones who remind us to be on the correct path. They are the ones who always try to motivate us. They are the ones to whom we can dedicate our success to. Well, in my life, my parents have been my biggest teachers. They are the ones who never let me give up. They are the ones because of whom I am now. From my mother, I have learned different moral values. And if I somehow remember the table of 12, 13, 14, it's because of my mother. From my father, I have learned different values like honesty and hard work, and the importance of these two things in one's life. My parents have never let me give up and take pauses in my life because these pauses are big and either it's in your life or while you're speaking. Good evening to the fellow Toastmasters and the guest present here. My name is Aviral, and today I'm going to be playing the role of our counter. Generally, while speaking, we tend to make different pauses, and to fill them, we try to use different filler words like well, and these words really hinder the effective communication between you and the listeners. And me being as an R counter is like chote muh badi baat. But yeah, I still insist all of you to please refrain yourself from using all these filler words. I'll be right back at the end of the meeting with my final report. Till then, back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aviral. Now I would like to start the meeting with the first segment, that is the prepared speech segment. And before I call upon the first speaker, I would like to call upon the evaluator of the first speaker, Toastmaster Arun on the physical stage. Thank you. So, Toastmaster Arun says that he is what he is because of his teacher, who has always encouraged and believed in him. He says that his teachers shared the common traits. They were selfless, they loved their work, and they knew the importance of mentoring. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pooja. I would be evaluating the speech of the icebreaker speech of Toastmaster Deepak Das, who would be presenting his level 1, project 1 icebreaker speech on the path of visionary communication with a speech titled Who Am I? I wish him good luck for his icebreaker speech, and I would be presenting my evaluation report in the evaluation segment. Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Deepak for his icebreaker speech.
It is so ironic that when we are people, we know our friends, all we want to talk about is ourselves. But when we are people we don't know, with strangers, the last thing that we want to do is to talk about ourselves. On that note, I would like to start my speech, Who Am I? A few blocks from here is a famous Gurdwara called the Bangla Sahib Gurdwara. And across Bangla Sahib Gurdwara, there is a government residential society where I was born. It was a 1 BHK where I lived with my mom, my dad, and my sister. We lived there for 12 long years, and then we moved to another society, but the neighborhood remained the same. That is Gold Market. Gold Market holds a special place in my heart. It's the place I grew up in. I've lived there for 24 long years, and I love it from the bottom of my heart. The best thing about Gold Market is that it is literally located at the center of the capital, and CP is just a mile away from it. Part of the reason also of joining this club was the fact that it was very close to the place I live. Now, I can go on and on about Gold Market, but I think that will make another speech someday. Coming on to my childhood, as a kid, I was extremely shy, yet carefree. I didn't care about anything except for one thing. That was just going out and playing with myself. That was the only thing that I cared about. I can proudly say I was awful at studies. So I used to be this timid, miserable boy at school who struggled because we all know how academically poor common students are treated as. We all have that idea. But things changed as I grew into my teens. I started performing slightly better, gained some confidence, and stopped dreading my school. And actually, it became a lot more fun after that. But again, that's some other day. Now, I would like to share a few things about myself. I think I'm an introverted overthinker, which is why it's extremely hard for me to make small talk or any kind of conversation with new people. And things that I like, I love eating junk food, which is quite evident from the shape that I'm in right now. Chole bhature, naan, shahi paneer, vada sambar are some of my favorite foods, and I can have them any time of the day. Apart from food, I also like loud music and love going to concerts. The best concert that I think I've ever been to was that of Diljit Dosanjh. Man, that guy rocked that night. I think it was probably one of the best nights that I've ever had. Now comes the most important question: why Toastmasters? So when I was young, there were a few kids in my society who kind of picked up this habit of speaking English with each other. And quite often I would find myself in this embarrassing situation where I would just keep my mouth shut and they would converse with each other in English. You know, I also had this perception. I think this perception is shared by many people in this country that English speaking people are superior in some way. Well, I certainly felt that. And because of that, I kind of developed this inferiority complex when I was growing up. I started avoiding any opportunity that required me to speak in English with people. And because of that, I think I've lost out on a lot of opportunities. But nevertheless, there came a point where I decided enough is enough. I need to face my fears. So I decided that I will work upon my language skills. But again, there a problem came. And the problem was I didn't have anyone to speak English. I mean, nobody in my family spoke English. The school I attended, nobody spoke English over there. And I had a similar situation in my college as well. But then one day, a friend of mine told me about Toastmasters. I just Googled it and found the nearest club to my place, and it was Entertainment Toastmasters Club. I still remember how ecstatic I was when I first came there. It was exactly the place that I had been looking for. It was filled with people who were encouraging, who were appreciative, who didn't judge you. And that is exactly what I had been looking for. So after the first meeting, it was a no-brainer for me to come here and join this club. I had a great time here. I love everyone. I love being a part of PC for some time. And this club has a special place in my heart. So it feels kind of amazing to be back and not be so nervous. I would also like to credit the little bit that I managed to speak today. It's because of this club. If it wasn't for this club, I don't think I would be here delivering my icebreaker. Thank you all. Thank you for bearing with me throughout my first icebreaker. And thank you. This is who I am.
Also, Deepak, you had my heart when you said offer less studies. This is so relatable. Moving on, now I would like to call upon the next evaluator, the evaluator of Toastmasters Darshan, Toastmasters Rashmi degree. She is a CDTM based public school, Kurukshetra. She teaches English to class 11 and 12 students, and she's proud that she's a teacher both by passion and profession. Now, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Rashmi on a virtual stage to mention the speech objectives of Toastmaster Rashmi.
Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And I am very, very thankful to CDTM family for celebrating this day and dedicating this day to teachers, because teachers are one of that unsung fraternity who need to be mentioned more and more in public. Their efforts need to be sung. Anyways, today here I am as the evaluator of speaker TM Darshan. He's going to deliver his level 3 project 2 speech under the pathway leadership development. Well, the speaker is going to deliver the speech between time limit 5 to 7 minutes. The timer may please note down this time limit. And we are really eager to see how the speaker is going to connect with the audience present here with his new ideas or some unfamiliar ideas. So all the very best to the speaker, and without wasting time, back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rashmi. Without further ado, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Darshan on a virtual stage, who is a recent graduate of engineering from IT University. HR is his forte, and he aspires to be a business consultant in future. Toastmaster Darshan is a speech, learning from unfamiliar things. Learning from unfamiliar things. Toastmaster Darshan, over to you.
So I am absolutely audible and visible. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Am I audible? Okay, okay. Thank you so much. I'm still searching for you, Mr. XYZ. It's been years since we met in the auto, when you took me from school back to my home. What days those were, when I was in my school. Ah, just got all those flashbacks right in front of my eyes. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Learning is everywhere. Yes, it is everywhere. Around yourself, around your peers, around the people that you meet. Me, as a small kid studying in class 6, was learning about IIT while sitting in an auto of an auto driver whose sons have cracked the IIT at that time. I was in just class 6th. I even didn't knew what was a full form of IIT. I was listening the word for the very first time in my life. I still don't remember which year was. Completely unimaginable situation from me. The unfamiliar being. I've never met that guy in my entire life. I'm in my auto, going back to my home, and the guy suddenly asked, "Hey, in which class you're studying?" I said, "I'm in class 6th. What's your aim?" "I don't know, I will decide it when I will get in 12th. Do you know? My two of the sons have cracked IIT. It's IIT. Okay. That half an hour drive from my school to home was of 2 hours. He took me to some random place. We were in Lajpat Nagar, we were then going to the AIMS. I still remember we were in South Delhi and I live in West Delhi, and my school was also in West Delhi. Took me like somewhere around and all over Delhi, and then I finally reached my home at 5 p.m. And my mother was like, "Where were you all day?" I was getting the knowledge and the insights from a person whose son have cracked the IIT. Okay, you've grown up. She was not concerned that I'm late at the house. Rather, she was happy that I find someone who taught me a lesson about what my future can be. The unfamiliarity and the learnings from the unfamiliar beings. I've carried this legacy from my school days. Do you know what is pencil? Come on, everyone know what is a pencil. Can you learn something from pencil? Once I was tickling the pencil like this. You know, students do such things, or tickling the pencil like this, and holding out of the ear, and then in their mustaches, and then plucking out in their hair. I do some silly stuffs. One day I was thinking, how can pencil be so, like, you have to sharp the pencil again and again. The tip gets rub off when you write from the pencil. Life is just like the same for everybody. The tip will get exhaust, will get utilized. You have to sharp it again and again, day after tomorrow, again and again. You are the pencil of your life. And the same thing I learned in my coaching days too. From a very famous teacher of chemistry in currently is in Kota. When during my coaching days, my chemistry teacher told me, Darshan, do not get influenced by the public around you. Run them by yourself. It was September 2016. I had to reach to my brother's reception at 8 p.m. And at 7:30 p.m., I was at my coaching class, was giving the test. And I told my sir that I have to reach at the venue, which is my brother's reception. I can't continue with the test. He said, wait, relax. I said, I have to get ready for my brother's reception. Come on, I have to go. Darshan, relax. People doesn't care about that. You can openly say that, okay, I'm preparing for an entrance exam. Don't get bothered. I reached at the venue 9:30 p.m. And the people were like, oh, come on, it's your brother's reception and you're so late to the venue. How come you're so careless, man? I have the full confidence. What my teacher told me, I just conveyed. Am I audible? I told the guests there. Okay, somebody is saying me that I'm not audible. To the physical audience, I'm not audible.
Toastmaster Darshan not audible on the
You are
virtual
perfectly
stage,
audible. Carry on.
on physical stage.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Toastmaster Darshan, you're audible now.
Okay. Can somebody say me where did you last heard me so that I can continue from there?
You were talking about
From
the
the
coaching
physical
days.
stage. From the physical stage.
You were talking about the coaching days.
Okay, all right. So those were my coaching days back in 2016 when my teacher told me, do not get bothered or do not get influenced by the people surrounding you. Rather take the charge and run them according to you. It was my brother's marriage on that day when I was doing the test in my coaching. And I told my sir, at 8 p.m. I have to reach the venue. It's my brother's reception. Kindly let me go. He said, Darshan, relax. People doesn't care about that. You just go there and tell the truth that you are preparing for an exam next year. And for that you have to prepare hard. Do not get bothered by the people. And this was a learning that I got from the unfamiliar being at that time. I reached the venue and I told the guests, they were shouting at me, it's your brother's wedding and you are so late to the venue, why? And I told them, listen, it was a very important test today at my coaching and I was giving for that. I knew it's my brother's wedding. I told him on the call that I'll be late to the venue. I have my entrance exam on the next year, so I'm preparing for that. And suddenly there were a hell lot of appreciations. Okay, this guy was continuously in touch with his exam and he was not caring about his brother's marriage just because he wanted to build up his career. And the guests got influenced. It's not about the perspective from where you look upon. It's from the perspective within which comes out from you. You have to think out of the box. Sometimes you have to think out of the box. The learnings from the unfamiliar beings are the best you can get. In Toastmasters, come on, the learning is at every level. It's every level, at the club level, at the area level, the division level, and the district. So what can I learn here? Let me carry out the basic 3 words and what I learned from Toastmasters. The unfamiliar beings of the Toastmasters. Number 1, the patience. Number 2, the commitment. Number 3, the generosity. It's all in your tongue. When a Toastmasters and gets, it's all in your tongue. You can achieve big if you have a hold on to it. You can achieve a certain elevation if you have a good hold on to it. Well, the renewals are on the verge. They're on the cards. If you still want to achieve a big, renew as soon as possible and get in touch with your VPM. Because Toastmasters is such an organization which can take you to bigger heights, unachievable things you can get in Toastmasters only. Well, yesterday was a Teacher's Day. So let's come together and give the biggest ever and the brightest ever gifts what the teachers have given us. Although we cannot return, but still what we can give, the learnings that we've got from them, the ideas that we've gained from them, the insights that we've got from them. If we are at some successful level, if we are at some elevation in our careers and in our life, that is a gift to the teacher or from the unfamiliar being. What's your story about unfamiliar being, Madam Toastmaster?
Thank you, Toastmaster. That is such an astonishing speech. So we move on to the second segment now. Okay. Moving on to the second segment, which is moment of truth by Toastmaster Shivangi. Toastmaster Shivangi says that to her, a mentor has been like a guiding light. A coach has been someone who's walked with her through it all, and a teacher is someone who can do both the roles. On this, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Shivangi on the physical stage. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Well, in today's presidential address, we saw the qualitative aspect of being associated with the Center Tele Toastmasters. And this segment is about assessing the quantitative side of being at CDTM. How? Let me explain. Well, once in every 6 months, we conduct a moment of truth with all the members and all the participants of the club. The purpose of this segment is for you all to evaluate the club on certain standards so that we as a club can identify our strengths and weaknesses. This provides our executives committee feedback on where they stand strong and where there is scope for improvement on which they can work in the future. So to evaluate the meeting, we all will be given 6 standards and all the participants in the meeting would be divided into 6 subgroups. Each subgroup would evaluate one of the 6 criteria. Every criteria has a set of 5 to 6 questions, which you all in groups can discuss. You all can rate the club on a scale of 1 to 5 based on how you think the club is performing on that. So, for example, under meeting organization, does someone want to say something? Okay. So, for example, we have 6 criteria. One out of them is meeting organization. Under meeting organization, one of the 5 questions is that does the meeting start on time? So all the people in that particular group discuss among themselves about what they feel is our meeting starting on time. And based on their discussion, they together can rate the club on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. So every group will be given 15 minutes to go through a process of discussion. You all can take one corner of the group. After 15 minutes, one spokesperson out of every group will come on the stage and explain to the entire meeting what criteria they were evaluating, what were the questions involved, and what they thought our club is performing. Along with that, I would also recommend you all spokespersons to include the causes of the areas where we are lagging and suggestions on how we can improve in the future so that the EC can get more feedback. So now we will be dividing all our participants. During the meeting, I took a look at all the participants in our meeting and I divided them into subgroups. So we have 6 criteria. For the physical participants, I have sheet with me, which every group will get. So you all can work on sheet. And for our participants in the virtual room, we have a Google spreadsheet, which I have shared with Toastmaster Darshan. So all the participants in the online stage can use that spreadsheet and work together as one team. They will be working on the criteria, membership orientation. Other members in the physical room, I will be telling you all how you will be working in groups, and you all can take your chairs and sit together for the next 15 minutes. So currently the time is 7:42 and we can start our discussion at 7:55. All the groups can discuss who they would want the spokesperson to be, and they would after 15 minutes tell us what the group decided. Okay, so the first criteria is first impression, and in this group, Toastmaster Arun can work with the guest Ashutosh, guest Milan, and guest Manish. So you all could sit together for the next 15 minutes and start discussing on the criteria. Toastmaster Arun with the 3 guests, Ashutosh, Milan, and Manish. Next criteria is membership strength and on that Toastmaster Navya could work with Toastmaster Deepak and Toastmaster Praveen. So you could take any 3 chairs. Next is achievement recognition, Toastmaster Ritwik, Toastmaster Kanav, and Toastmaster Pooja. Toastmaster Kanav, Navya, and Pooja. Toastmaster Kanav. Sorry, the fourth criteria is program planning and meeting organization. The Toastmaster Pradyum, Toastmaster Anmol, and guest Lakshay could work in a group. Membership orientation, all the participants in the online meeting, we will be disconnecting the audio for the next 15 minutes. So you can discuss by unmuting yourself. Toastmaster Darshan, I would request you to start sharing your screen so that you all can start discussing. If there's anything, any specific criteria that you'd like to get more clarity on, please feel free to let me know and I'll get back to you on that.
Sure, we'll do that.
And the last criteria is fellowship, variety, and communication. So Toastmaster Ankit, Toastmaster Rajiv, and Toastmaster Hriday could work on that.
Can you let me know?
You will join Anmol and Pradeep.
So hi, am I audible to all the virtual members out there? And I urge you to please unmute yourself. Aviral, Rashmi, Guest Meenu, Bhavan, Jha. I'll be sharing my screen. Just let me know if that is visible to you.
Am I audible?
Yes, Aviral, you are audible.
Okay.
So is my screen visible?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Okay. So what is there in this moments of truth? We have these slides of membership orientation that we have to give the rating out of 5. Okay, so I'll explain what is the first point, that formal induction including presentation of pins and manuals. So it is like how we are actually presenting what is to the EC, and formal induction means that a new EC has been formed, and what are the pins and the manuals we are providing to them so that they can enhance their skills in the positions in a particular position. Like for the president, there is a different manual, and for every EC position, there is a different manual and there is a pins. So are we doing that presentation in the club or not? Have you seen this being in a club perspective, or according to yourself, have you seen this practice being done in the club or not? Then assignment of mentor. Every new Toastmaster coming to the club, they have been assigned as a mentor, and the mentor is an experienced guy who has a 6 months of experience in the Toastmasters, and have already completed 1 or 2 levels in their pathways, and they are helping out with the mentees, and that has been allotted by the VP Education. So is this practice continuing in the Toastmasters or not? Then we have the education programs and recognition system discussed. This is also the program that has been discussed by the VPM on the VPE. And are we continuing with all those education programs that a new member has to be get in touch with it or not? Or the meeting quality team or the education team is getting in touch with the new member or not? Are these systems or are these manuals getting discussed thoroughly with the member or not? And the learnings need to be assessed. Are your learning is getting assessed? It is getting evaluated, or you're getting in touch with the VP that suppose you have completed your level one. Okay, are this level one getting assessed by the VP or the meeting quality team, that how well you've gone from your level one to the level two, or how well your speeches are getting there? So is it getting assessed or not? Then accommodations of member with disabilities. So if we have, I don't think we have any member in a club who is physically challenged or not. Okay, so yeah, that point we can exclude that point. Then speaking roles are assigned. So how well they're assigning? Is VP education enough, kind enough you, or to getting assigned all those roles according to your preference? You are getting the preference of yourself. Suppose you want to get an evaluator. So is VPE getting that role to you according to your preference or not? Then members are involved in the club activities. So suppose we are having a club activity, suppose normal club activities is transition team, like we are having all those gadgets getting installed. Okay, so are any other members helping the EC in that, or any other club activity, involved with the EC in any department, like suppose VPPR department, you are working with the VPPR, or you're working with the VPM, you're taking the guest briefings, or you are associated with the VP making the agendas and all those things. So you can give rating according to them. So if I hope this clears, and if any doubt is occurring, that you can go ahead and ask me.
Could you tell the process in brief to us?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Could you tell us the process? What is the current process for the membership orientation?
Okay, so what is the current process? You have to get in touch with the VPM, that is a Vice President Membership, and he will
Okay.
brief you about that. The club meetings are happening 4 days a month. That is every day on every week we have on Tuesday meet 6:45 p.m. to 8:45 p.m. and minimum fees is 1100 rupees for 6 months. We take that, and we have a lot of pathways in that. We have 11 pathways education program that we called as, and we have 5 levels in every pathway that we conduct, and member has to complete those according to their pace. And the meeting roles, I hope that you have been briefed with the meeting roles, that we have auxiliary role players, we have the speakers, prepared speeches, and the evaluators, and then whole of a meeting getting evaluated by the general evaluator. And then we have an impromptu session. Right now, today we don't have any impromptu speaking. That is a table topic speaking, because we have an MOT session. MOT session is your club is doing well or not? That apart from other clubs, every club has this practice of conducting this MOT session, that is moments of truth, that in which the truth is prevailed. Okay, so we have to get into touch with all the members, that are you getting what you want to achieve from the Toastmasters or not. So this is the basic criteria of moments of truth. So right now we have replaced the table topic segment, and that you can check the recordings we have on the YouTube, we uploaded on the YouTube. You can check, you can get familiar with that. But today we are having this segment, that is the moments of truth, and we are having a bunch of members out there in the physical room. They are also making those, and then this is just one of the one of the sheet in the Excel that we are looking currently, but there are from others as well. This, that is achievement recognition, that are we getting achievements or recognized in the district or in the Toastmasters International, and are we, the club is getting all those awards or not. So there are a lot of things. So we are currently focused on this sheet, that we have those 5 or 7 points we have. So we have to look after it, and we have like suppose 15 to 10 minutes. We have 10 to 15 minutes of time.
Okay. Thank you.
So what do you think about the formal induction, including presentation of pins and manuals? Rashi ma'am, Toastmaster Bhavanand, have you seen those practices in our club, or are you familiar with that? Yes.
Darshan, I need a description about point number 1 in a better way. Formal induction, including presentation of pins and manuals.
And the manuals that are being presented to the members or to the EC in a manner which they can learn from them. So have you seen any manual yet about?
Yes, yes, some of the manuals had been sent on
Mhm.
WhatsApp group, and I had gone through one of them, but I don't remember all the points that have been mentioned there. But I believe that this process is going on in our
Okay.
club.
So have you seen those pins with the EC members? The pins of those?
By pins, you mean the badges?
Yes.
Yes, I've seen.
Okay. So that practice is being getting followed in our club.
Yeah.
So how much rating can we give? 4 or 5? Like suppose what I see that most of the EC members do not take hold onto that pin and they don't come with those pins.
Yes, that is not seen here in club.
Yes.
I actually saw them in resonance.
Mm-hmm.
They
Absolutely.
had it with them. Yeah. Yes, they should come with the pins, I believe.
So how much rating would you like to give them out of 5? Like we have this examples here, meaning this each score level, that one we have never seen this standard or rarely see this standard.
We can give 3, I think, here.
Okay.
3.
Okay. And what are the possible causes you want to give and the solutions that would you like to, that what can they do?
We've already discussed that they should use those pins which they are possessing regularly,
Okay.
and more awareness should be created about the manuals for virtual members also.
Okay. All right. So next is assigning of mentor.
That is, I think, perfectly well in our club.
Yes,
5 on 5, I believe that
abs-
mentors are being assigned.
absolutely. Then we have education programs and recognition system discussed. So that is basically is VPE is active enough to let everyone know what about the education programs and getting discussed with the fellow members or not.
Well, you just make me once again aware about all those things in detail, if you can.
Okay, so education programs are like what are those DCP goals and the pathways that is benefit for the members to achieve.
I believe that the EC members, they are interacting with each other from time to time.
Mhm.
Rest, you have also been a member, so
Mhm.
you also give your opinion.
What I believe is everything is going right now in a streamlined flow and in a natural flow. So I don't see any discrepancy or anything like that that we are not getting aware about this or we're not recognizing things.
Sorry to interrupt, TM
Yes,
Darshan. Sorry to
yes,
interrupt. I
yes,
am available here,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
there are some issues with the videos. That's why video is off.
Okay, okay, okay.
I also agree with TM Rasmi for point number 1.
Okay.
Pins and manuals should be discussed in our club.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give a score 3.
Okay, okay.
For point number 2, it is okay. And for point number 3, I think it should be discussed more. So I will give less than 5. I will give 3 here.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Bhavan, TM Bhavan,
Yes,
let
yes.
it be 4 because I don't know whether how much regularly you are
And no
attending
issue. No issue. We can give 4, but it should be discussed,
the,
I
right.
think.
Actually, I have not ever been a member of EC, so I believe whatever feedback I have got that they are discussing, but to what extent is not known to me. So, TM Darshan,
So what the point we collectively discussed at, what do we give, 4 or 5 in the
Let us give 4. Let us give 4
Okay.
because they are discussing, but it has to be improved.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And what are the solutions that you're giving?
Solutions are that even those members who are not participating or who are not the members of EC, even they should be educated about those programs. Some sort of awareness program should be there about them.
So learnings needs assessed. I think
It's
this is
fine. It's
this is
fine.
yes.
It's fine. Yes.
Through evaluation sections, we are being assessed.
Yes. It's okay. We can give 5, I think.
Wait a minute. Learning needs assessed. Does this assessment refer to only the speeches?
Everything, the learning of a member, right from the auxiliary, everything that is in that education criteria, everything.
Only the role plays or something beyond that? Because learnings, there are so many kind of learnings going on.
So what the member is actually getting from the Toastmasters Club? The learning is from all the pathways that is getting the speeches and evaluations and whatever he is achieving in his journey. Is it getting assessed or not?
It is getting assessed, but it can be improved, I believe.
Okay. Aviral, would you like to put a point here? You're not audible.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, now you're audible.
Yeah, I was saying that as far as for my experience, it should be, I guess, around 5. Or maybe Rashmi ma'am has more experience, so yeah, it would be better to take a call.
Okay, let us go with 5 in this.
All right.
And fifth point is not to be discussed. Coming to 6.
Yes.
Speaking roles assigned. Yes, definitely they are being assigned regularly.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, both of you give your opinion also.
So, Master Rashmi, we'll be starting with the overall discussion now.
We just need 2 more minutes for that.
Okay, so I'll call you after 1 or 2 other groups.
All right, we can do that. Thank you.
Yeah, but we'll be starting that, so you can do it side by side.
We can mute them for 2 minutes.
If the speaker can be muted for some time.
2 minutes only.
Okay,
Yes.
so you can keep working on it side by side while we have the other group come on. Does that work?
But we are getting the voice from the speaker view. That is why we are asking for it.
Okay, well, while the rest of us can have a 2 minutes break while you want to discuss. Okay, but please keep it strictly 2 minutes. Timer to please have the timer. Timer to please start the timer for 2 minutes. Okay.
Well, speaking roles assigned means what does it refer?
Just a second, Shivangi, you can go ahead with the physical.
Let us do it fast,
Okay.
Darshan.
Yeah.
Only 2 points.
So, ma'am, the last one is member getting involved in the club activities. What do you think about that?
Well, you are more aware about that.
Yes, members are getting involved, but sometimes they say no, like strictly no, that they are not able to give the time or whatever they.
So we can give we can give 4 points there. No?
Yes.
That means it still needs improvement.
Yes.
Yes.
So what solutions?
More involvement of the member, more dedicated involvement is needed. Roles should be taken seriously. Withdrawals from the roles should not be there.
All right. So, ma'am, will you be giving this as a speaker for this?
What do I need to do? I'll
Is
just
it-
read out the points and the
Yes,
solutions.
you just have to read out those points, and you just have to say out the scores and the solutions that you want to say. The solutions are in just here. You can read out from them only.
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh,
You can tell them that we are over.
all right, all right, all right.
Am I audible to all the virtual participants?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, so we will now be starting with our overall discussion. I will be inviting one spokesperson from every one of the group, one at a time, and they will share with all of us how they rated the club and what they think can be improved. So at first, I would like to invite our spokesperson from membership strength. In this group were Toastmaster Navya, Toastmaster Deepak, and Toastmaster Prithvi. So any one of you can come as a spokesperson. And okay, Toastmaster Deepak, who will be telling us about membership strength aspect of the club.
Okay. So the membership strength aspect has basically 6 parameters that we had to evaluate on. And beginning with the first standard, that is whether the club has 20 or more members. So, Navya, my team has rated this club a 5-star because I just got to know that we have not only 20 members, we have actually 42 members, and I think that's a huge number for any club. I think we can have the next parameter is I don't think there is any suggestion. If we can get 42 members, that means we're doing fine, and we should continue doing what we're doing. So I don't think there is any suggestion from us on that aspect. The next aspect is members are rating. Okay, so we have rated it as 4 because I mean we do quite fine with our attentions, but still we do get to see a few people every term leaving the club because of some personal commitment. We do understand that, but the new aspect that has come into picture. This is the hybrid model. I think with this model we can take our retention levels to a greater height because we can ask the old members to be with us through a virtual space. It doesn't matter where they are sitting now. Even if they relocate to a new city, they can still be with us. So promoting the hybrid model can actually help us with more attention. That's what we feel. Now coming to the next aspect, which is promotion of club in the community or within its organization. We have rated this aspect too. It's because I've been VPPR for a brief moment, and during my time, my VPR used to tell me that you have to every post that you make, any content that you make, you have to post that in the district community district WhatsApp groups and as well as on the social media pages. Today, when I get to go on Instagram pages, I don't see the latest post of this club on that page. So I think we can really improve on that aspect. And The next three aspects are club programs, varied and exciting. I think we do fair share of exciting programs. That's why we have rated this aspect as 4. Because we haven't done a special meeting, I think we have a point down here. About Toastmasters, sponsoring new members recognized. This is actually an aspect where the group, the members in the society, members in the club help new members join the community, and we have rated it as 3 because right now we have a new VP membership, and I think if we can have a VP membership team, and then that way we can work on this aspect more. We need some more people to boost up our membership department. And the last aspect is regular membership building program. I think we have rated ourselves as 5 because since we are a community of 42 people, I think we are doing a great job at building the membership program. So, well, these were all the aspects, and I would like to give hand back on stage to Toastmaster Shirley.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Next, we have our criteria, achievement recognition, and within this group were Toastmaster Ritwik, Toastmaster Kana, and Toastmaster Pooja. Toastmaster Kana would be coming on stage as the host.
So, in the criteria achievement recognition, there are 6 sub-standards. First being award application immediately submitted to World Headquarters. We have given it 3 because there has been some lethargy. So there should be more efficiency from the education department. Second criteria, progress chart displayed and maintained. We have given it a 1 because it is maintained, but it is not displayed. The solution would be greater dedication from education department and try to give it on time. Third criteria, member achievement formally recognized with ceremony. We have given a 4.5. Better promotion should be done. And club, district, and international leader recognized. We have given a 4.5. The qualities and journeys should be shared. Fifth criteria, club and member achievement publicized. We have given it a 4.5. Progress, past and present analysis should be done. And DCP is used for planning and recognition. We also have given it 4.5. They used to be customized every Toastmaster need.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kana. The next standard is program planning and meeting organization. This was evaluated by Toastmaster Pradyum, Toastmaster Anmol, and guest Lakshay. We'll be inviting guest Lakshay as a host.
So hi guys, I'm new to Toastmasters, so this is my first day. And to be very honest, I didn't just this, so I am on behalf of Pradyum and Anmol. Sorry, I'm bad with this. Right? So basically, these are 6 standards, right? And the first 3 are quite out of my mind. I don't know what this is all about, but of course, trust me, with time I'll learn, right? So program and agenda publicized in advance, and we have rated them 5 because, as they said, that a day prior we get every timetable, everything like by the time of 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and we get it on time. So 5 points to you guys, right? Secondly, the members know program responsibilities and are prepared to carry out all assignments. Basically, these are the pathways, right, which we are discussing. And due to some technical glitches, the portal was down, right, and we gave it 3 points to this. And of course, I will vouch to Toastmasters technical team that they can be better at this, right?
Third one is all projects and from pathways, the Toastmasters education. Basically, we are given 11 to 7, if I'm not wrong, pathways, right? And we have to be given topics from those pathways only. And of course, we get it from them and 5 points to that, right? And the fourth one is meeting begin and end on time. So I'm actually not as disciplined, right? But again, as I got to know that everyone comes on time and meeting ends on time, so I think I'm going to do that. So the fifth one is creative table topic and activities, and we gave them 4 points. There's some room of improvement, right? And the last one is positive and helpful evaluation, and 4 points to this. Again, room for improvement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, yes. Our next criteria is membership orientation, which was being evaluated by our participants in the online stage. So I would like to invite one spokesperson from the virtual participants to discuss this.
Toastmaster Rashmi will be speaking on it. So I'll be sharing my screen. Rashmi ma'am, you can go ahead.
Well, good evening, everyone, once again. So here is the report. The first point says formal induction, including presentation of pins and manuals. As discussed by all the members, we have given it 3 points. As what I have observed and other members have observed, that the members, the EC members, do not make a regular use of the pin, which they should. And we have seen them using them only on special occasions. So the suggestion is that they should use the pins regularly. And as far as manuals are concerned, no doubt discussions go on. As from discussions, we conclude that yes, they are aware, but the virtual members should also be made aware about them. So the score given to them is 3. Assignment of mentor, yes, we are religiously and meticulously following this point. Our club needs to be appreciated for that. Please give our club a big round of applause. 5 on 5. Education program and recognition system discussed. We have given 4 points as these programs are being discussed, they are being recognized, but sometimes they are not being discussed in details. And members, especially who are not part of EC. So this is our suggestion that they should also be updated in one way or the other. Discussed accommodation for members with disability is not applicable. Speaking roles assigned definitely needs to be awarded as 5 because each and every member gets the speaking role without any bias. Members involved in club activities, we have rated as 4 points because although we see that members are getting enrolled as well as getting involved in all kind of club activities, but somewhere we feel sometimes that they are not comprehensively involved or their dedication needs to be more. So the suggestion is that more involvement, more dedication should be there and withdrawals from the rules should not be there in the video. With this, I believe I have discussed all the points. Back to you, Madam Shivangi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Our fifth criteria is fellowship, variety, and communication. In this group were Toastmaster Ankit, Toastmaster Vijay, and Toastmaster Rajesh. Toastmaster Ankit would be coming as a next.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. In my team, we had Toastmaster Rajiv and guest Vijay, myself. Pointer was fellowship, variety, and communication. Standards are 6. Moving on to standard number 1, guests greeted warmly and made welcome. We have actually seen that guest Hriday was part of our group, and his feedback was yes, guests have been treated warmly, and in guest Lakshay had been given chance to come over here and present. This shows that guests are being treated warmly. Given 5, no solutions for them. Number 2 is enjoyable and educational meetings planned. Here we have given 5. But what we believe is that these meetings are enjoyable. However, some educational element needs to be added. If we look at the theme, we need to add some research oriented kind of thing so that after the meeting, after the theme, we can come to know that I have learned this thing today. So this would have been better. A good mix of enjoyable and educational things is needed. However, 5 has been given. Next is regularly scheduled social events. So yes, social events have been organized, but quite a time back. So regular term is quite missing. We had a meeting as Shivangi in the month of January, and we need to be more often in terms of meeting because we become bored from this fixed setting, same conference room, same seats, same faces, same lights, and also chilling it. So here we need to work upon. Next is members participate in area, district, and international events. We witnessed resonance. Contestants were participated over there. Their feedback was too good. However, what we believe that some sort of perk, some sort of recognition, some sort of reward is needed. So that let's say Ritik has participated. Just after coming from that resonance, if we could have shared 4 to 5 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, how he felt or how any member felt in that resonance, or if we could see some sort of video that how things were moving, this will create some sort of confidence in other members who could not participate. So if we can do anything is to add charity to the cake. Next is interclub events, encourage interclub events. What we believe is joint meeting. What we believe that joint meeting was organized quite some time back, more than 3 to 4 months ago. And joint meeting, one more suggestion is there. This is joint meeting. We need to encourage not only clubs in our vicinity. It's not about YMCA clubs. We need to go beyond. We should try some corporate clubs. We should try some other than Delhi clubs, so that we can come to know how other clubs are moving. We can also try meeting with joint clubs. So a meeting with advanced clubs, because in advanced clubs, evaluation criteria is entirely different, but we do not know how things are moving over there. So this, at least we will come to know. Here we have given 3. Last criteria is club newsletter website published and updated regularly. Yes, club newsletter was there at the end of the last term. However, on side of website publication, I believe the public mark is there, whether this or that. So club newsletter was published, so we have given 5. Suggestion is that there should be one active website, maybe a basic one, but some website needs to be there. It's a big club, more than 9, around 8 to 9 years haven't happened. So our club members' names are there. Just some sort of recognition for everyone. Thank you. Back to.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. And at last, first impression. So in this group, we had Toastmaster Arun with guests Ashutosh, Mulan, and Manish. I would like to invite our spokesperson on the stage. We have guest Ashutosh and guest Mulan, who would be the spokesperson. Join.
Good evening, everyone. As first impression are the most important to a club, that decides whether our guests would come back and join as a member. So on the perimeter of guests greeted warmly and introduced to officers and members, we had given 4.5. And on the standard of guest book and name tags provided, we have given 4.5 because name tags were missing. The meeting was professionally arranged. That's why we have given 5 on this parameter.
Good evening, friends. I'm Milan. Convenient meeting location. Yeah, I'm from Kirtinagar, and I have taken only one metro, Blue Line. So this is new Blue Line, GTB Nagar to Canal Plate. So this is a convenient meeting location for me. And guests invited to address the club. So this is new thing for me as a guest. I'm presented here to address this meeting because I have already presented in other clubs of Toastmasters, as a guest. There were no any functions, such kinds of function as a guest to present himself. So this new thing for me. So I have given 5 stars, and guest invited to join. I have given 5 stars because I WhatsApp Toastmaster Arun. So only one sentence, sir. Today meeting will be conducted. So he again WhatsApp me. My English is very poor, so adjust with me. I'm from here. Okay. So he have given me lots of report. I am using word report. Invitation. Sorry. So thanks Toastmaster, Central Delhi Toastmaster Group. Thank you so much.
Well, those were all the 6 criteria, and I hope this provided with our EC with a lot of feedback. I would see our president taking notes. And now, in the next meeting, we can start by seeing the small changes. If not, you all had your criteria noted. You can take back which we spoke, and if they don't do it, then now you know what the criteria are. So on that note, I would like to wish our EC all the best for the next 3 months, because now the club members know what exactly needs to be done. Back to our CMOD Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivani, for such a reflective Toastmaster meeting. And all our club members have a lot to pause and reflect upon, and on so many criteria and areas. With this, are we reading the Toastmaster?
Yes.
So now can I request the Techmaster to raise the pool? We'll take a couple of minutes and let's
We have lost the poll to the best speaker.
Toastmaster Deepak Das.
Toastmaster Deepak Das and Toastmaster session.
Next segment.
Now I would like to start the first segment, that is the evaluation segment, which is one of the very important segments in Toastmasters meeting. Evaluation is a very important part. And for this, I would like to call upon our general evaluator of today's meeting to take this meeting forward, Toastmaster Rizvik. He is from Delhi University, and when I asked Toastmaster Rizvik whom you would give more importance to, a mentor or a teacher, to which his reply was a partner. I was astonished by his reply. I asked him, what do you mean? He said, Pooja, Toastmaster Pooja, you're married. You would know better than this. A partner can be a good nurturer, a partner can take care, and a partner can be a very good teacher. And you know why a good teacher? With this, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster.
This is something my father once told me when I was coming to Delhi. A woman can take you to hell and heaven at the same time. Well, let's move forward with this segment. And inherently, this segment itself is a reality for all of you, us, to know how much we have improved in our segment, the progress report that you get, live scorecard, and given the inherent quality that we get a live scorecard, is in itself a very coach friendly, mentor friendly segment itself. So I believe this segment, the G, is always the teacher of the club meeting. So today I'm a teacher of this club, and today is also happy teachers. So let's move forward with further ado, because the paucity of time, first I'll be calling the speech evaluators on the stage. First, coming up on the stage will be the evaluator number 1, TM Arun Prajapati. The evaluator TM.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I found the first speech by Deepak, TM Toastmasters Deepak Da. It was quite gripping. It was well written. So I congratulate him for a nice and engaging icebreaker speech. My commendations are that the speaker was confident. There was a good use of hand gestures. He was quite expressive, and on the recommendation part, he would work upon use of space well, and he can introduce vocal variety as well. On the final note, I found that it was a quite engaging speech. Everybody, including me, was able to connect. There was a connect. It was a common person story in India, which saying that English is like he feels there is a class meeting. So that is my recommendation. That's it.
Thank you for the report. Let's now move forward to the next evaluator, TM Rashmi, evaluating the speaker, TM Rashmi.
Once again, very good evening to all of you. TM Darshans, who has delivered a speech from level 3. The objective of that speech was to speak out some unfamiliar topic as well as to engage his audience. Well, let me congratulate him. Right from the moment one, the way he used his body language, his gestures, and the confidence with which he had maintained the eye contact, he had been able to attract the audience towards him. Well, it was wonderful to see that he had used relatable examples from the daily life. For example, he took up the example of auto rickshaw wala, who had tried to tell him about his sons who were pursuing IIT and trying to tell him what IIT was. And then later on, he explained the message that was delivered to him when he was trying to prepare for his entrance test by his chemistry teacher. All these examples were wonderfully delivered by TM Darshan. But I would here like to say that his speech could have been taken to next level, could have been made better by including some of the changes. I would recommend the speaker to make certain changes in his structure, in the structure of the speech. It could have been better in a way that when we were listening to the examples from various quarters of his life, initially we were gripped, initially we were hooked to his speech, but later on, we just could not gather what message was he trying to deliver. That is, the examples were not integrated and woven together and streamlined properly. That could have been done. Overall, I loved his confidence. I loved the way he used role plays, dialogues to deliver whatever he wanted to say. And I would just say with certain changes, he would have taken the speech to next level and would take it in future. All the very best to him. Back to
We'll go back to those moments of your school life when you go to vote for your monitors and prefects and school captains. We was the best evaluator in this case? Kindly vote, exercise your democratic rights, and I hope polls are on the way. So the polls are on the virtual stage too, so kindly vote. Help us analyze the best member. The votes have a significance of giving a public opinion, and then the analysis gives a moderated and objective opinion. Let's take 10 more seconds. And the votes are done. Okay, so here we go. So to bring on my evaluation of both of these evaluators, I was going forward to evaluator first, evaluator 1, Arun Prajapati. So the intro, the introduction to the speaker was very good. The structure was well followed. The objectives, the speech details were well stated in the introduction itself. And while coming to the report part, a particular analysis was done. For the suggestions part, I believe the examples in the codes could have been well mentioned to give an impetus to its analysis, which I will be mentioning after evaluating all the evaluators. Moving forward to the second evaluator, TM Rashmi, same great intro, the structure was well followed, the project details being mentioned, and again an analysis, a mentioning of examples being done, and again missing of course. But she did mention certain examples. Now, what I mean as the course in this case is something I've always been speaking as a general evaluator. It's simple as while you're coming on the stage, evaluator 1, let's say, TM Arun. I remember when he with TM Deepak Das said, gold market is in my heart. It's the place. So he used the emotion like this. He was standing and with hands spread apart. Now the same moment, the same gesture can be actually quoted on the stage level. Now this is an example that you draw as an evidence to the point that you're giving that he was having great expression. TM Deepak has some great expressions on his face. For example, while he was saying, gold market is in my heart. This is an example, a sort of testimony to your point. Now the same case, when you are mentioning a recommendation, you can say, gold market is pretty good, but I have some problems. Maybe you could have said that in a different statement, in a different sense, gold market is pretty good. But I believe somewhere or the other, these things can actually make the really good. Something like that. So you not only quote him with his recommendation, but you actually act him in the way it should have been done. Same suggestions for TM Rashmi. So I would really appreciate the fact that TM Rashmi mentions an example, but just to quote those examples on the stage. Quoting and maybe putting it in an indirect statement, both are not same. And both have its own importance. Now again, to the paucity of time, let's move forward to the Auxiliary Road Players Battalion, without whom this meeting would have been completely incomplete. Let's go first with the timer of the day, the stopwatch, human stopwatch, TM Navi on the stage.
Good evening, everyone. I'll quickly tell how every speaker managed the time, what time they were in. Talking about Toastmaster Praveen, he spoke for about 2 minutes 24 seconds. Then Toastmaster Aviral gave his introductory speech in 1 minute 50 seconds. Then the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Deepak took 4 minutes 55 seconds, and Toastmaster Darshan took 9 minutes 50 seconds. So I would request him to please take care of time from in your future speeches. Then Toastmaster Arun in his evaluation took 1 minute 30 seconds, and Toastmaster Rashmi took 2 minutes 25 seconds. And that's all. Thank you, everyone.
Again, let's go forward. The language you have to communicate, that is TM Praveen Kumar on the stage. TM Praveen.
Very good evening, everyone. So I will be presenting my report as the language evaluator.
So in the prepared speeches, both the speeches were very good, and they were like very good usage of English language. Like some good usage of English language words were ironic, awful, unfamiliarity. And not so good usage was like in one instance in the speech by Toastmaster Darshan, where he said, the days were those. It could have been said like, those were the days. And also the word of the day, which was astonishing, was used about 2 times by Toastmaster Puja. Though I wish it could have been used much more often. And I would just request all the Toastmasters and fellow members to use the word of the day more often, as it would only help them in enriching their vocabulary in preparing their speeches. And thank you, and this was my vote. Back to you, gentlemen.
There is no astonishing the importance of English language in our day-to-day life, and also adding to one more word usage of it. So let's now bring forward the account of the day, TM Avel along with the virtual speech.
In general, everyone was very fluent today. As far about I go about the numbers, it was Toastmaster Navya used 4 hours, Toastmaster Praveen 3 hours, and Toastmaster Arun with 4 hours, Toastmaster Pooja with 5 hours, and me with 2 hours. And a big kudos to Toastmaster Deepak, Rashmi, and Toastmaster Darshan for almost no use of any filler words. That's it for myself.
Thank you so much. Well, then again, the same exercise. Let's choose another best one out there for the lot. Please, the poll will launch. Please vote and exercise your democratic right. We'll take 10 seconds for this. So we have the timer Navya, we have language evaluator Praveen, and the counter Aviral. It's time to vote. Human stopwatch timer TM Navya. The teacher, the English teacher of Pre-Night, TM Praveen, and the counter TM Aviral. I hope you have already decided. Let's have the box to it. So we hope both. Okay, let's move forward. So coming forward, the first auxiliary player, timer Navya. Great intro, the theme and the role stipulation was great. The report was well mentioned, and special mentions to particular people who had crossed the limit, and also suggestions to them. But this is a great way of doing stuff. Suggestion would be just come on the stage with your report and maybe use your hand to point out the people whose name you are taking, whose time you are mentioning. For example, TM Deepak Das, your time taken was 4 minutes 46 seconds. Kudos to you on that. Something like that. Just use your hand, point out the person you are taking as name, and then say his time. Then, the language evaluator, TM Praveen. Great intro, the great connection between theme and the role that was to be done. Again, at the same time, same thing, just look away from your phone and just interact with the audience and move from place to place. So to show not it should not be at a particular place, it should be like you are using this space, your menu during the audience. And obviously, about the Aviral, I would have really appreciated a pretty critically analytical and at the same time constructive report from you in this case. Though it was really good that the fact that we had some pretty fluid audience today, but still, I really believe in making good speeches better the next time, and for that critical analysis, absolutely indispensable. So let's move forward to the segments, the whole meeting as a one region. The first, the essay came forward with a great smile on her face. Her voice was very proper in one case. The only suggestion was to increase the loudness of it. That's the only suggestion. Otherwise, the way she used the particular thing we are given, podium, yes. So, language evaluator, my vocabulary skills are going down. So, thank you so much for that. So, next we had the team on again, the same person coming on the stage with again a great smile. He was looking at the speakers. While the speaker was speaking, it is a great sign of attention. The host herself should be attentive listener first. And the only recommendation will be maybe to modulate your voice at different parts of the presentation. That's the only thing I will say. And then coming forward to the MOT master was already cognizant about all the things that are going down, and obviously how MOT has to be conducted. She had in-hand experience in that. She proved that through her presentation. She was a really good manager today while she was managing all the teams, and that's a great display. And no such recommendations from us. Kudos to you for that. Then we also had a general evaluator. General evaluator came on the stage, used it and presented some evaluation critical analytical speeches, and also messed up with the podium in the booking gallery. And also at some places he still doesn't find a synonym for the word kudos. So let's find a new replacement for that. That's the only rejection point. And without any further ado, let's bring the team on the day on the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rizvik, for that astonishing evaluation. And now, keeping the time in mind, I will try to end the session with a beautiful quote. True teachers are those who help us think for ourselves and not those who think, but help us think for ourselves. With this, I would like to hand over the physical stage to Toastmaster Pradyut.
What an astonishing meeting we had today. Today's meeting was something special for all of us. Not just because it had the theme of Teachers' Day, but also because today we learned the value of it. We learned the value of coming up on stage, speaking the bare, honest truth, and understanding where we as an EC land, where we as an EC could help the club improve. Before moving forward, I would request the deck masters to raise the best poster. And we have the balance for the best poster of the physical series as well. Who do you think was the best poster for the day? Was it Toastmasters of the day, Toastmasters poster with the team Teachers' Day? Or was it our extremely elaborate general evaluated Toastmasters? All right. We keep that in mind for next time onwards. While the polls are being collected, listening to the moments of truth, I realized that there was one thing that was really missing, one social meeting, one informal meeting that we can have as members, not in my team, not as a normal Toastmasters meeting, but apart from that, when we get to know each other, apart from timers, apart from speakers, and apart from team audit, when we get to know each other on a personal level. And for that same purpose, right now at this very moment, I am releasing the Google form on the main group, and I would request everyone to fill it. And as the responses from these forms would help us decide when to keep this informal meeting, where to keep this informal meeting, and how to keep this informal meeting. With that being said, let us now declare the winners for the day. Who do you think was the best speaker for the day? Was it Toastmaster Deepak Das with his icebreaker, or was it Toastmaster Deepak Das? It was Toastmaster Deepak Das. Who do you think was the best evaluator? Was it Toastmaster Arun or was it Toastmaster Arun? Arun. It was Toastmaster Rashi on the virtual stage. Who do you think was the best of the role play? Was it our team of the day, Toastmaster Navya? Was it a language validator, Toastmaster Praveen, or was it our counselor on the virtual stage, Toastmaster? It was indeed Toastmaster Praveen. Can you who do you think? I just got that. Was the best role play for the day? Was it our team or Toastmaster Pooja, or was it a general evaluator, Toastmaster Vivek? It was a general evaluator for the day. Thank you so much. Before concluding the meeting, we have upcoming definitely the informal social meeting. But except for that, even our normal Toastmasters meetings are going to have been very, very full of fun and exciting. The upcoming 2 meetings of our club are going to be completely different. They're going to be full of fun. They're going to be something which is unique from our daily and traditional agenda. And especially for this purpose, I would request everyone to attend. And I would also take this moment to announce the fact that we are now extending the early bird offer for our renewal. The early bird offer has now been extended till 16th September. It is a request for everyone to renew as soon as possible. With this, I now conclude the meeting. I now request everyone on the stage to I now request everyone on the stage to come on here for the